Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to another Tony Tuesday. How you doing? I have to do both parts myself because Navi could not be here today. Schedule challenges. So we are here and back without him. So apologies for this clunky intro, but we hope you guys are doing well. If you are new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button and hit the like button and share as well with your friends if you like this video.
Also hit the notification bell so you get notified when we have a new upload. If you want to see this video uncut, we have two options now. We are on Patreon and we also have a YouTube members option now as well. So you can either visit the link down in the description to check out the Patreon. It's $5 a month. Here on YouTube, it's also $5 a month. There's a little join button near the subscribe button. You can click that. You can get this episode uncut. You just have to own your own copy and we will give you a countdown and you'll watch and sync with us.
Yep. And YouTube members and Patreon is the exact same. Yep. It's really just preference of what platform you want to watch on.
Yep, exactly.
Charlie, how you doing? There's no Davi here, so I'm just talking to you.
It's a little awkward.
It's a little strange.
The two brothers just here.
Yeah.
We're going to watch Sopranos by ourselves here.
You're awkward with me alone? As if you haven't lived in the same house as me for like 20 years?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm just more concerned about the discussion because David does a good job of, asking
we can do this, okay? We can do this.
All right, fine.
We can do this. We're going to make him proud. But we know that we couldn't skip out on the Tony Tuesday. We wanted to be as consistent as possible. There's other shows happening. There's a lot going on for all of us right now. But we want to do our best to stay as consistent as possible. So we hope you all appreciate this, even without the master, the host himself. Hope you bear with us. But before we get into this episode, let me read you a couple of comments that we got from our last Sopranos upload.
Read those comments.
I will. This first one comes from A-Tree5688. Carmela unleashing her inner mob boss. She taxed him exactly how Tony or Carmine would tax their guys as punishment whenever they did something wrong. She let him know too, with that nail, exactly what was going on. And in the last scene, by mutually not bringing up their grievances with the other, they agreed that, to quote Carmine Sr., "It's settled, John." In some ways, it's the inverse of the scene in the 5th episode of the show when Tony tries to dunk on Carmela for letting Father Phil come over, only for her to retort by revealing that Dr. Melfi called at her house. Yeah, it's interesting to see the progression of their relationship, like stuff that would not slide at all before.
Yep.
Now they're kind of just, this is their relationship.
Yeah.
And Carmela's letting it slide, and Tony knows not to poke the bear.
I didn't even think of the tax thing, but that's a very good comparison.
Yeah. Someone's got to, you got to pay the price somehow. So,
yeah.
All right. This next one comes from VTJB Productions. And it says, yes, they have to notify the IRS at 10K, but that's why Carmela was putting 9.9 in different accounts. The IRS won't get notified. The guy at the bank was intuitively pointing out the difference. So I didn't realize that. I thought she was depositing 10 grand, but it sounds like the guy was pointing out like, oh, good on you. Because 10 grand gets notified to the IRS. So Carmela is being smarter than I believe I was giving her credit for. So good to know. Thanks for that clarification. And the last one here comes from Sun Vin, and it's a quote from the show. It says, "My mom said that you can tell everything about a man by the way he treats women. If only she would have taken her advice." And that was Adriana who said that. She was talking about Ralphie. Ralphie was being an asshole, and she was like, well, you can tell everything about a man by the way he treats women, but clearly she didn't take that advice with Christopher because that relationship is all over the place.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's find out what's going to happen in this episode. Whoever did this.
Whoever did this.
Do you miss those at all?
The tolls?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's just nostalgic, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah. I know, unpopular opinion, but this whole automated toll system crap is pissing me off.
Why?
I don't think it actually helped with traffic, and also people are getting screwed with bills on those. I am.
Wow.
So I'd rather know exactly that I have to go up to somebody and give them a quarter.
Yeah, but then when you don't what happens if you don't have that quarter?
Sometimes they would let you slide, or they would bill you the house. I don't know.
Depends who's there.
Got 2 meals out of it.
Look at those outfits.
I know. Very Italian mob boss.
Mr. Soprano, Allison Pack, Channel 6.
Allison, huh? Has he been shot?
He got hit in the head by a boom.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Can he sue?
Yeah, good question.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good girl. You feeling better, huh? Yeah.
Did you see that? The second she saw you, she came right over.
What she likes? She likes when you rub her muzzle right here.
Our viewers did tell us that the horse would come back. Be a consistent theme.
Whoa, what a transition.
He said they'll do this every hour. Check the neurological. I gotta go. I gotta catch a plane. Feel better.
Make sure Beppy gets my chicken home.
Corrado, you didn't get to the early bird special.
He was disoriented when he came in. Scored low on his full steam, but that's consistent with concussion.
We're gonna sue the goddamn Justice Department. Oh, he didn't seem like himself.
For a man his age, he could have been working on a dementia for quite a while, and the blow to the head tipped him over.
You mean like Alzheimer's?
That's one form of it.
What?
Listen, good chance this could all go away.
So the fall could trigger what was already oncoming Alzheimer's?
Yeah, I guess.
Had to be. Paulie told Johnny.
You think so?
He hates my success.
No, so he's onto him.
It was little Paulie, the witless fucking nephew. He told Paulie. Paulie tells Johnny. Fucking telephone game like high school girls.
Uh-oh.
Want to play phone games? That party was the only time I ever mentioned Shamu's fat ass.
Oh my God.
Still going, though.
That's crazy, bro.
Verona, Green Grove Retirement Home, something.
Oh my God. He's calling his mother?
No.
He's calling Paulie's mother.
Oh, I guess he is.
I'd like to talk to a Mrs. Galtieri. She's a resident there.
Oh my Lord. What the hell is he going to say?
Yo, no way.
In the middle of the night?
She's got a clap on lamp. That's so classic.
Hi, this is Detective Mike Hunt, Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania Police Department.
What a piece of
You
shit.
have a son, Peter Paul?
Oh my God, what happened?
He's all right, ma'am, but I'm afraid he's in a little trouble. We found him in a public men's room in Lafayette Park. I don't know how to put this delicately. He was sucking a Cub Scout stick.
Oh my.
Ma'am, I wish that was all.
What's wrong with him?
I'm afraid we had to have emergency surgery performed upon arrival at headquarters after discovery of a small rodent in the rectal passage.
What the?
We'll need an insurance number.
Oh, Maroon, I have Blue Cross Blue Shield, is that all right?
Oh my God.
For 1 second, I have the hospital on the other line.
Oh my goodness, bro. His
Jesus.
imagination is out of control.
No, it's so bad. If Paulie finds out that it was him, he's gonna freak the hell
I mean, the
out.
thumbnail was Tony pressing him up against the wall, so
Yeah,
obviously.
so maybe he figures something out.
Guess who came in earlier? Tommy Formicola.
Uncle John, Tommy Formicola died a few years ago.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Not Tommy, your Chidrola son, Tommy.
Jesus Christ, you had me worried there for a minute. You know, when you came in yesterday, they said you were very confused and you flunked your hosting or something. I don't know.
I'm 71 years old, for Christ's sake. You get hit in the head. See how good you do.
Glad you're feeling better.
Better. This is Xanadu compared to that courtroom. I'm milking this thing for all it's worth.
Yeah, he could pretend to just be disoriented for weeks.
Free Jello.
You don't by any chance have any headaches or blurred vision or any of that shit, do you?
Nah.
Okay, then.
Who are you calling? They charge a fortune.
He's going to get him out.
Just on our way to St. Stephen's Green, grab some dinner. Why? What's going on?
What's going on? Back here in the States, I think we got a mistrial.
There's no way that they can do that.
The bow is meant to find the ring.
Oh my God. I'm replicating Lord of the Rings. The one episode Navi misses.
The hell's this man doing? Scrubbing his toes?
Come, please. Help.
What? For Christ's sake!
Oh, there must have been an accident with that arrow.
Who is Justin?
The kid that was playing?
Yeah, but who is Justin to him?
I don't know. Oh,
Justin,
shit.
baby.
I don't know what to do.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
It's not in like an artery or a organ, I don't think.
I don't know that. You don't know how deep that thing is in there.
And this is why you shouldn't watch Lord of the Rings.
That's like instant karma for Ralphie.
Yeah, I guess.
How is he?
Couldn't get any breath in his
Oh, his
lungs
lung.
for 5 minutes, so there was no
So
oxygen
maybe he
to
did
the
have
brain.
a pretty bad organ.
They just don't know yet.
Thank God you were home.
It's gonna suck for the kid that did it. Because like that's just a freak accident. Uh-oh.
He's shocked.
He's shocked, but I don't know. He was like a little staring at that kid for a bit.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
This is my ex-husband, Justin's biological father.
Oh,
okay.
this kid.
They were playing a video game, Ronnie. I don't know what happened.
No, nothing's ever your fault. I should never have let you near him.
It's my son.
The nights before he has to go to your house, he can't sleep.
Ronnie, don't.
Son of a bitch!
Please!
Jesus.
Please, stop it! Honey, please!
Son of a bitch!
You bought the bow and arrow, you stupid! Don't you don't die like that!
Oh my God.
Nobody talk to her!
Oh, this is the
There you
thumbnail.
go.
We were just fooling around.
Just fooling around! Stop! Well, stop.
Laying his hands on a maid guy again, but
Yeah, but this
kinda
is
has
a
to.
different situation. Yeah.
And we've never seen Ralphie break down like this.
It's this kid, man. That's awful.
Our psychiatrist will testify as to your reduced mental capacity.
Now, we get you 24-hour-a-day nursing care because they still didn't rule out the dementia and you might be a danger to yourself and blah, blah, blah.
Which only bolsters our case. If the court finds you lack fitness to proceed, the trial will be suspended and the charges against you dismissed with prejudice or delayed.
I call this woman. She runs an elder care agency. She's got an RN that'll play ball. All you gotta do is act two bots.
Crazy like a fox, my little nephew. Get me the out of here.
He's loving this. He's loving everything about this. It's the best thing that could have happened to Junior is take that fall.
Yeah.
Ralph?
Wow, I still can't believe she's like doing anything for this guy.
So happy to see her.
Where's Valentina? Oh, she broke up with him. But she might show up either way.
How are you?
I just didn't understand what you were going through, Ro. I didn't know anything. I was stupid. I'm sorry.
I mean, there's no way to know what it's like until it happens to you.
You were so strong when Jackie Jr. passed away. I don't know how you did it.
Justin's gonna be all right, Ralph. You'll see. He's gonna be fine.
He does not deserve this woman, man. Oh my God, just turn around and say he's gonna be a vegetable. Jesus.
I told him he should go and talk to Father in Tintola.
You should.
He won't.
First question. What is today's date?
A blonde with big tits and a hat full of Viagra. I could do it in my sleep.
Oh, yeah? What's your name?
My name?
So you can't not know your name, because then they know that you're f***ing with them.
I lived my whole life with dignity. Now I gotta pretend I'm a f***ing drooling idiot. My poor f***ing brother Eckley. How they mocked him.
Oh, yeah, he had a brother with special needs,
that's right, yeah.
I've been wanting to
Oh my
talk
God.
to you. I bring milk.
Yeah.
I don't come to see you. I should never have taken
my
your
God.
prosthesis. But it did bring me to the Lord. Ah, you're a boring woman. He is Mr. Tony. This is the uncle.
Help me up. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I do it.
So does this cue in Irina in some way, shape, or form?
I don't know. Oh, he did go to the father.
I feel like such a hypocrite. I haven't been to church in years. My son's lying in a hospital, hooked up to a machine. He never did nothing to nobody.
Our Lord gave his only begotten Son to suffer.
Nothing compared to this.
But God has a plan for all of us.
I've done things in my life that I shouldn't have done.
And now he thinks it's karma.
Yeah.
That's how he's punishing me.
God is merciful. He doesn't punish people.
I would do anything. Justin could even walk again.
Is he gonna have a come to Jesus moment and be a good guy?
That's what I'm saying. Like
I just can't see it.
Almost getting the vibe that he's gonna have a change of heart, like
Or
become a better person.
or he'll try and then his kid's gonna die anyway, and then he'll go even further the other way.
A scholarship at Rutgers?
That's right. In Jackie Jr.'s name for $20,000. And that's every year.
Ralph, give me a break.
That's not all. He asked Ro to marry him. She had the presence of
Oh,
mind to
my
say no.
God.
Although she did say he went to see Father in Tintola and they had a long talk.
Where were you out so late last night? Nowhere. Fooling around with Blondie, huh? Oh, look at the guilty look on his face. Come on, tough guy. Come on. Come on, tough guy.
What the hell?
Oh boy, he's not gonna like this.
Tony's so bad at this.
I have calls to make.
I have calls to make. That's him trying to be affectionate. It's kind of sweet, but it's sad.
Yeah, he likes the playful, affectionate type
Yeah.
of thing, and neither AJ nor Carmela likes that.
No.
I wonder if Meadow does. I can't recall him ever doing it with her, but
Well, it's the left side of the brain that affects speech, right side of his body. Too soon to tell.
This period is probably the worst, like waiting to see what the outcome is gonna be.
Right.
At least if you like know, then you can like work to move on and do something with it.
I just think it's crazy that Carmela said he asked Ro to marry.
Yeah.
He's the one who's responsible for her son's death. Like,
No, 100%. But he's like trying to have a come to Jesus moment, I guess.
How could I let something like this happen?
Could happen to anybody, Ralph.
You know where I was on his 7th birthday? Florida. So high on coca, I forgot to call him.
it's horrifying.
Well, you cut back on that shit, right?
I'm a different man. My poor baby, my little boy.
Only other person who's seen cry like this is Bobby.
It's when family dies, right?
But for Bobby, I think it makes sense to his character. For Ralphie, it's like it shocks you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
out of the ordinary.
He's covered on her husband's insurance as far as that goes.
Oh.
You know, I'll take care of the rest, whatever it takes. I don't care if it breaks me. I'm gonna get the best care there is.
So, Ralph, there's,
This is one of those situations where they help, right?
look, I don't want you to hear it to the grapevine. Especially now.
Don't bring up the sexual thing.
Oh boy.
Seeing that girl you used to date,
Oh,
my
my
God.
God.
Valentina.
That is
Why would he bring this up now?
so insensitive. Like, what? Then again, like, what can Ralphie do? He's the boss.
Lois called, told me about the bargain handicap, grade 1. You look after it. I can't.
Oh, I understand.
I had bad luck, huh? I had to get hooked up with that miserable twat. Maybe if I met a girl like Camilla, my life could have taken a whole different trajectory.
Is Loki dissing him right now?
A little bit.
Okay, he's talking about his ex-wife.
No, yes. He's saying
I was
Carmela's a
thinking
good woman.
Valentina. No, I know. But I thought he was, when he said he was talking bad about the girl, I thought he was talking about Valentina.
Oh, no.
I think he's talking about his ex-wife.
No, but it's still a little bit of a diss because it's kind of like you have such a good woman like Carmela, but you're still like
cheating.
chasing after.
Yeah.
That poor f***ing guy.
him and his alligator tears.
Boy, his kid's in the hospital. A little fucking sympathy, huh?
That gives him a pass? I don't care if he's got 100 kids in the ICU with arrows in their heads. He's a piece of shit. You know it, and I know.
Jesus Christ.
Kid in the hospital. Just take a look how he fucking earns.
I know it was that miserable prick called Margaret the home. I had to put her on Xanax just so she could sleep.
Oh, boy.
You don't know it was him.
Listen to your friend here.
And I promise you something else. On my own man's grave. I get proof it was him, he's a fucking corpse.
Nobody's killing anybody.
All due respect, T. Here's a line in the sand when it comes to mothers.
You lay a hand on him, and you're gonna answer to me. If you can quote the rules, you can fucking obey them. You hear me?
Oh, boy. Ooh.
Don't just look at me. This is a business. Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Because for all of you, that was a terrible thing, whoever did it. It's been too long now. I'm gonna go pay my respects.
She'd love that.
Let's see if he follows through with
He
that.
better. It can't be an empty promise.
I'm going to say 3 words, and I want you to repeat them. Boat, flag, shirt.
This is going to be comedy.
Shirt.
Let me give you a hint. We pledge allegiance to the...
United States of America.
Okay, let's move on. Who was the president of the United States?
George Bush.
And who was the president before George Bush?
John Kennedy. You know where I was when he was shot? I was getting a haircut.
Him scheming in the background. What a cut.
What a cut.
Just ass on the bed.
Is that Valentina?
Yeah, most likely.
I can't find Ralph.
He sticks to himself nowadays.
There was a fire at the stables. They lost some horses.
Pyomai?
She survived, but... Why didn't you tell me I'm a half hour late back from lunch? I'm sorry. We did everything we could, but she had to be destroyed. She was too badly burned.
Oh, what the hell?
Did Ralph do that?
There's no way.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
That's going to crush Tony.
He's going to go on a tear.
Ah, Jesus.
Fire marshal says it looks electrical. They found pieces of a blown-out light bulb in a stall, and the hay was a natural accelerant. They'll investigate, but it's a formality considering the value of the stock.
That's crazy that he wanted to take a look. Oh, and they're going to drag her away. That's so sad.
Jesus. That's awful.
It's like, what do you do now? Do you get another horse?
I don't know if he wants that. I think he's more like trying to figure out who did this or how it happened. Oh, but the goat's left.
She's down at the stables. That's some bad news. Pyomai. She was in a fire. She's dead.
Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, look, Tona, I just made some coffee and want eggs.
Got a feeling he hired someone to do that.
I don't know.
Some good news on Justy. They think it's just gonna be speech. Poor kid will have to learn how to talk all over again. Years in rehab.
This seems like a payback for him talking about Valentina.
I'm wondering if it's...
At this point, the fire marshal says that it looks accidental.
What sick would do something like that on purpose, huh?
We think it's him?
Unless it's really not him, but Tony's going to accuse him.
What sick
What?
I don't think it's him, dude.
Yeah, but Tony's going to accuse him.
200 grand in insurance on a race coming up. Suddenly there's a fire.
What are you saying? You think I had something to do with it?
I didn't.
Anthony, what are you, a fucking arson investigator now? Come on. They said it was an accident, right?
Maybe I will have some eggs.
Toast?
Yeah.
What the hell?
How's Corky Iannucci? You heard from him lately? Still used him in that restaurant fire. Excellent work.
I don't understand you, Anthony. We got lucky. That accidental fire was a bolt from beyond. The horse was no fucking good with the fucking colic all the time and the fucking bills.
What are you talking about? She bounced back.
This time. But each time it takes something out of him. It was all downhill from here. Now, I know it's tragic to think this way, but you can't argue with the fucking logic.
Jesus Christ, you did it. You cooked that fucking horse alive.
No, I did not. But so what?
So what?
It was a fucking animal. 100 grand a piece. My kid's in the fucking hospital. I don't hear you complaining when I bring you a nice fat envelope. You don't give a shit where that comes from. Don't give me that look. It was a fucking horse. What are you, a vegetarian? You eat beef and sausage by the fucking carload.
Oh my God.
You fat
Oh, he's going to kill him.
He's going to kill him.
Oh my God.
Oh.
He's going to bash his head in.
He's dead.
You killed her, you fucking killed her.
Dog.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, how you gotta explain that one, Tony?
I don't think you explain it. Oh, God.
Not while he's getting high. What timing?
Need you to call me back from a payphone. Now? You got 3 minutes.
Damn, Tony does not mess around with his love for animals, bro.
No. But, like, I feel like a lot of this anger and stuff was building.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We saw it build throughout this entire season.
Go to the drugstore. Get 2 pairs of surgical gloves, some bleach. Come to our friend's house.
He knows what that means.
What's going on?
Oh my God, bro. I'm walking in like scratching and shit. Like, how's he gonna react to this?
I don't even think Tony's gonna.
I found him like this.
He's high as a kite, bro.
I found him like this. Yeah, right.
With all the bruises and shit on your face.
Guy was a piece of shit. Whoever did this should have happened a long time ago.
This is the like 3rd time they say whoever did this.
We got enough light shining on shit. Junior's trial, all that. No body, no murder. Can't take him out till after dark, so get him ready here.
He is everywhere but there right now.
He is tweaking 100%. Is he gonna notice?
He has to.
Yeah, he has to.
What is wrong with you? Nothing. Don't lie to me. You're high.
I smoked half a joint before you called. I'm fine.
Look at you. Your nose is running, you fucking junkie. You promised me you wouldn't do that shit anymore.
I didn't.
I didn't. What in the world?
You gotta call your other guys, bro.
Yikes. But there's nobody he can trust, literally.
Yeah, can't call Sil, can't call Polly.
My thought too, by the way, it's Polly who did that to the horse. I don't think it was Ralph.
Oh. Smoke a cigarette.
Up. Get the fucking mop. Get him draining.
T, okay, I snorted a little H. It was out of my collections, and I just wanted to come down so I could get some sleep.
See if he's got some Visine.
So what do they do?
I'm gonna have to take his body out of there, but I don't know what they're doing.
His eyes are killing him because he got sprayed in the eyes with
Raid, I think it was. Like the ant killer.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know it was bald.
Oh, man.
No idea that was a wig. Bro, this guy had a meat cleaver, bro. Oh my God. Damn, bro. They literally like butcher him up like he's an animal. Like a butchery.
I'll tell you one thing. You can't be high on skeg and have children.
They're still at his house watching TV and eating peanut butter, bro. Like what? So I'm trying to understand what they did.
Came over. He was still moaning. He died almost right away. Ambulance wouldn't have helped him anyway.
He's lying.
He's just making shit up.
Yeah.
Wally was in New Paltz all day. I know that for a fact.
He took the shower curtains with him too.
Yeah, smart.
Chains, bowling ball. Is this going to be another boat trip? Dump the body out in the ocean type thing, or
I don't know.
Heard about your horse, T. Sorry. Tragic.
it's finally like getting off the high. Oh my God!
My God!
The bowling ball.
The bowling ball.
Oh my God! And the wig. My God.
Freaking toupee, Jesus. Ugh. How do you sleep after this?
I mean, it's something he's probably done so many times that he's used to it. Problem is if Christopher does a shit job here cleaning.
I mean, I'd be shocked if Tony doesn't check his work. I don't know. We didn't get to see that far.
So this is like the rest of the body, but like they separated the hands and the head.
Yeah.
So that the body can't be ID'd.
Mm-hmm. Teeth, fingerprints.
I wonder where they dumped that though.
You picked the wrong episode of Miss, bro.
For real. This is
Frozen.
too damn cold out in Jersey. Why don't you go out to Florida and bury him there?
Can you hop by this thing?
Oh my God. What is this? Oh,
I was
to
gonna
dig it up.
excavate, yeah.
Does he know how to work it?
I was gonna say, does he know how to make this thing go?
You gotta put it up to move it.
What the fuck is happening here?
Come on, get out! Get out!
All right, let's see you work it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not gonna be able to.
Maybe he knows.
Oh, yeah, he does.
It's interesting how they're really like playing this part out instead of cutting through it.
I know. Usually I feel like they show like bits and pieces of it, but it's like the whole process.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't know if you can tell, but this scene, like, it feels like every little step they accomplish, like, they're a little proud of themselves, which is like almost a little jarring to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Oh!
You should bury that shit deeper.
Yeah, for sure. Tony's good with the excavator for sure. Or is this called an excavator? I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
He has done this before.
Pick leaves and shit over it.
Where'd you learn how to drive one of those?
Grandfather's construction site. Let me around when I was just 13.
Question is, what's your story now? How do you explain Ralphie missing?
I don't think they explain anything. They try to play stupid.
Someone's going to suspect something.
But it's not like Ralphie didn't have enemies. That's the one thing that I'll say.
But the thing is, he killed the maid guy.
Not his first time.
But, like, I'll let him talk first.
Yeah.
What are you trying to convey to me here?
How's that?
Friends of ours. Like it could happen to them. Without, the protection of the boss.
You're the only other one that knows about it.
They definitely will suspect, though, with him being gone for a while. They'll be like, yeah, there's no way.
What I'm saying is, he's done this before, but it was justified by their rules, right? By the Omerta.
But they were able to kind of hide the Richie thing. But that wasn't him. It was Janice, but still.
Yeah.
Take these out back later and burn them.
But he was the one who helped get rid of Richie.
Yeah, he helped get rid of the body, but he didn't do the crime. Like,
Right.
I love that we're getting to see the aftermath of the whole process.
Yeah.
Oh, they're keeping a watch. He better be smart about this.
He must know that they're looking. Oh, he's trying to go back into the wrong house.
Think so?
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Soprano.
Can I have some ice cream?
What?
See?
Right there.
Okay.
Mr. Soprano, what are you doing? Come
He's being so smart.
back here. Come in the house. You'll catch cold. Come.
his little arms crossed. He knows the feds are watching, too. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
he's
thing.
so smart.
It's your fault. You forgot to get the newspaper this morning.
Okay. I make tea.
Oh, is he not pretending?
Oh, now I'm having doubts.
Uh-oh. I don't know.
Yikes.
Hey, yo, they got merch?
I guess so.
I want to find that shirt.
Yeah, but it has nipples in the beat.
But
It's the bar.
oh, there's the girl that he killed.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The bar.
Jeez. Interesting ending
God.
there. So where the hell did Christopher go?
I have no idea.
Just disappeared.
Damn, Dav, you picked the episode to miss, man, because
Wow.
this one was
Hell, bro.
action packed. Another whacking, another some more blood on Tony's hands. I think you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe weighing on his conscience, but I want to start with like I have felt in this season like just like added darkness in this show in the season, and almost like this tinge of like downfall in the air, like something is bound to go wrong. And this episode gave me that feeling, like progressing towards something blowing up.
Yeah.
And Ralphie being killed and Tony like murdering him, I think was a piece of that, but I think there's much more to come, and this was only like a taste of it. Are you getting a similar feeling as I am based on other things that have happened this season, or is that am I alone in that?
No, for sure, because he's having kind of a falling out with all of his guys.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that's pretty much like getting closer is Christopher, but they still butt heads.
Yep.
And have arguments, but like Syl's gone behind his back and done stuff without his authority.
Mm-hmm.
Paulie's out here talking to Johnny Sack and like wanting to work with Carmine instead. So
Mm-hmm.
and getting pissed off at Tony and trying to go against his ways and shit.
And actually, just on your point, there was one other guy who was getting very close to Tony this whole season, and it was Ralphie.
Right.
Like we've seen them do more and more business together. Him rely more on Ralphie as an earner, rely on him to like, be head of more of like the contracting stuff with the, the development that they're building over there that they're getting involved in. Like he's relied a lot on Ralphie in this season.
Yep.
And he could not let his temper go, and he like it all bubbled up, and he just took it out on him.
I think the closer the people are to Tony, the more in trouble they are with him. Like the more at risk, because we've seen Pussy go, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was like a different circumstance because he ratted, and it's not like Tony wanted to kill him, but you have that. You have Ralphie. Yeah, I'm afraid for Christopher because he just, this man was high out of his mind doing all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
You don't know if he did a sloppy job. Tony was kind of out of it as well. I don't know if he was like double or triple checking to make sure that everything was,
good.
Squeaky clean.
Yeah.
And then Christopher just disappears at the end of the episode here. But
yeah, you'd like to think that Tony would like double check everything because of the fact that he knew Christopher was high, like almost to the point of paranoia of like, this guy's helping me, but you know, on some level, there's only so much I can trust of him because he's like out of his mind high. So yeah, I thought that whole dynamic was interesting, and it's been a while since we've seen Tony see Christopher this way and like know that Christopher is like this. But it was almost the best moment for Christopher to be this way, in my opinion, because Tony was desperate for somebody that he could trust, so he couldn't really lash out on Christopher in a way that maybe he would have if it was a different sort of situation.
My doubt though is Tony was not visually. He was like visually impaired because he got sprayed in the eyes with
with the Raid spray.
Yeah, and he was complaining about it a few times after the fact while Christopher was there helping him. And so, and even in the end there, he was like blinking and like looking at himself in the mirror, like not sure if his vision still kind of blurred or whatever. So I think he was going through everything somewhat like blind in a way, potentially. But who knows, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely a messy situation.
Super messy.
But this is the first time that we've actually seen them go through the whole process of how they get rid of a body. Which was very interesting to see.
We have seen other times where like this, there was one person they had to whack that wasn't like a super high profile name, but Christopher was involved in like the meat shop and they're like grinding the body like through the meat process.
But it was like a quick cut.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
This was like very much
you see step by step. You saw the killing, you saw the cleaning, the mutilating, the disposing of the body, like everything. The entire process, 100%. Right. And I almost think that it was an opportunity almost for like trauma bonding, like Tony and Christopher. Like you saw them, like now Christopher really is in the like brain trust of Tony, and like it's almost like he's the only person he can trust, right? Because in other situations he would have called some of his other most loyal soldiers, right, like Sil and Paulie. But in this case, no way. I think one guy that maybe he could have called, maybe he's still in Italy, is Furio. I don't know if he would have called him, and maybe that would have been one person that he could rely on. But
Furio would have probably, you know, done a really like thorough job.
Oh yeah. And he doesn't really ask questions. He's kind of like he's super loyal, like head down, like do whatever. But I don't know. In this case, you know, Tony has an opinion of who he can trust, and it's Christopher, even though all that stuff is happening.
The only thing I'll say though, if it was Furio, he is already having like the whole dilemma of like, oh my gosh, I have feelings for Carmela, but she's the boss's wife and blah, blah, blah. And so if he's like here, like helping Tony clean up a body of another made guy that was supposed to be like close to him and a confidant, he'll probably be way more nervous. Like, okay, I shouldn't mess around.
Yeah.
You know? Which is probably would have worked out in his favor because we don't know what's going through his mind right now. If he's still looking to act upon his feelings for Carmela or not.
Right. Yeah, we'll probably come to that plot point in a different episode. But with this one, I thought the title of the episode was super clever, just based on all of the plot points in this episode. Whoever did this, because there were multiple points where they were using that phrase. And it was just like this plausible deniability, this like people not being able to people not taking accountability for like bad shit that they were doing right throughout the episode, which is a common theme that we see for the mob. So to me, the first thing that it did that was done that started this was the prank phone call with Ralphie to Paulie's mom, telling that Paulie was her and all these like, you know, terrible things that happened to him, whatever. And Paulie was all pissed off, right? The first thing that Paulie did was accuse Ralphie of being the person, which he was spot on. It was 100% spot on, but Tony wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. And that's when Tony was like, well, whoever did this, right? Like whoever did something. And then the second incident was the horse, right? Like the whoever did this. I think Ralph was the one who referenced that. And then in all of the heat of the moment, you know, Tony kills Ralphie, and when, you know, Christopher comes by, Tony says it again. Well, whoever did this, whoever whacked him, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's just this like constant.
No one taking the blame for it.
Exactly. I was just wondering if you caught like an overarching theme with that. Does it say anything about the show? Does it say anything about Tony? Say anything about our characters or the world we live in? Or the world
it
that
says
characters live in?
A lot about Tony because he doesn't take responsibility for anything that happens. He's always shifting blame to somebody else. And obviously with killing Ralphie and stuff, he was doing that too. It's just It was unfortunate to see that we were about to get probably a major character progression with Ralphie.
Yeah.
Changing his ways.
True.
And then he just gets whacked.
Yeah. 100%. Like you start to see the potential of him like turning the corner. He's like trying to propose to Rosalie. He goes to see the father, like repenting for his sins basically. And you know, he's thinking about like how he probably could have been a better dad to prevent all of this from happening.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Tony just had to take it out on him. I mean, I don't know if you still think this way. I think that that he was telling the truth. I don't think Ralphie had to do it with anything with killing Pyomai.
No, the last outburst he had when he was like screaming, like, "No, I didn't." He's being truthful.
Right.
That's my thought on that.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think that he's the one who did it. It might have even actually been an accident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't know. But
yeah, I mean, it definitely could have been an accident. The feeling that I get is that it was Paulie exacting some sort of revenge on Ralphie, whether or not he knew that Ralphie, you know, cared less about the horse and it was more Tony, or whether, you know, the thought did creep into my mind of like, would Tony think it's Ralphie?
Mm-hmm.
And then Tony would do something to get back at him, because Paulie's first thing that he said, or one thing that he said to Tony when he was confronting him about the phone call, he was like, if I get proof that it's him, I'll kill him. Like, he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like you could tell, like, regardless if it was a prank phone call or whatever, like Paulie was pissed.
So he indirectly killed him.
Yeah. Like that was the thought that crossed my mind. Is it plausible? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking a little bit too deeply into it.
That would be
some mastermind.
That would
shit.
be something way smarter than I think we've seen Paulie do before.
Yeah, maybe.
He could be capable of that. I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't even the intention of killing Paulie. Maybe the intention of like, Tony's gonna think this was Ralphie, so I want heat to come on him to get back at him.
Right. That's what I'm. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing too, there was a line Christopher said. He's like, "I know Paulie was at so and so place the whole day, so he wasn't around."
Yeah. Well, I thought he was talking about that day. Like that day. Was that the same day that Pyomai was killed? I thought it was the day before.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's hard to know with the timelines.
Yeah.
In any case, I think there's a couple other storylines here that we can touch on. One of them is the Uncle Junior storyline. We have this development where he's leaving the courtroom, and you know he gets bumped by a boom mic and has a slip down some stairs. And you know initially he comes out of in the hospital and they're doing some cognitive tests and it's not going so well. But then they later find out that he seems fine according to Tony and everything. So Tony comes up with the idea to use this to their advantage in the trial. And potentially get a mistrial if they can prove that, you know, he's out of it or, you know, has the dementia or whatever.
Right. And they were playing along. He was playing like...
Yeah. He was playing along.
He was playing along for part of the questioning and stuff like that. But then at the end, you're kind of left unsure if that was...
100%.
You know, intentional or not.
Yeah. It was interesting because in the middle of the episode where he was being interrogated and they were asking him to... questioned right through the test, and they were asking him a couple simple things like who's the president before, that kind of thing. He was giving these like funny aloof answers that was like proving that he was out of it. And the only thing that was signaling whether or not you thought it was real or not was Janice and Bobby's reaction, right? You couldn't tell from Junior's face at all like whether or not he was inclining that he was doing something, that he was tricking them or anything. And then for me, but we felt safe because we were like, oh, Janice, you know, they're laughing, so they know that he's in on this. At the end, though, you have nothing to indicate that. Right. Nothing at all. The nurse like seemed like genuinely concerned for him.
Yep.
He genuinely seemed confused when he came back into the house. So I don't know what that means. Like, if he is truly, you know, having some sort of like cognitive decline now because of this fall that he had, maybe he does have dementia or Alzheimer's or something. What does that mean for the family? What does that mean for his case and in general for the future of, you know, the Soprano family?
Yeah. I mean, the way that I was looking at it right there, they were very strategic with how they did everything. So they didn't bring just any nurse. They brought a nurse that was known by, I forget her name, the Russian lady.
Yes, Svetlana.
Right. So like it's people within their like circle, right?
Yep.
And people that they can instruct on what to do, how to manipulate, whatever. So like the way that I was watching that scene play out when he goes outside was she was playing the part as well.
Right.
But then he walks inside and he's like telling her, you forgot to grab the paper, whatever, and then he kind of just like has a moment of like,
where am I?
Yeah,
that's
on
what it
his
looked
face. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, is he really, forgetting things and acting strange? Or
good question. I mean, I don't know how much the nurse is into it. Like, she seemed to take her job pretty seriously when she got there, and he was like, help me go to the bathroom, and she was like, no, I'll do it. So she seems to be like genuinely like looking after his well-being. So, and she seemed concerned like in that final scene. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if we get a revelation of whether he's like if he's lucid or he's like truly out of it.
Right.
That's the determining piece.
Either way, I mean, it's gonna help him get out of this trial, regardless of if he's faking it or not.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate to see, Junior now, he's potentially not himself anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I want to talk before we end, because I think there was just those were like the major plot points of the episode. I want to talk about Tony's outburst.
Yep.
And kind of what caused it and what led up to it. Because I think it's important, right? We know he has this significant attachment to animals or relationship with animals where he sees them as very pure. And, when something hurts them, like he has this response, or like if they go away or whatever, like we saw with the ducks early on in the show, he has this like emotional response to it all.
Yeah, he wants to nurture.
Exactly.
And
when he can't, like, it's almost like this, this protector sort of feeling, right? Like when he is not able to be the protector, even for maybe his kids or anything like that, like he has this visceral and emotional and physical response to all of it.
Yes.
And I feel like we saw that this season, like, go on. And we also saw him not be able to control his emotions.
Yep.
We saw the blow up with Melfi earlier in the season where he exploded at her, and then she came back and was like, you need to learn how to control your emotions. Like, that's not okay with me. So I'm just curious if you think, because I mean, we had some discussion on whether or not, Tony has made progress in therapy, whether he's getting anything. Do you think that he has made any progress? Because to me, when I'm seeing this and I'm seeing his reaction to these emotional things in his life and how he physically takes it out on people, he did it to Gloria, did it to Ralphie, like so many other occasions, it shows me that he hasn't made any progress, and there's some still deep-rooted shit that he has to figure out.
Yeah, I don't think he has made any progress, and he keeps filling the void in his life with things that are not good for him, like another Gumar, or, just getting himself more involved in like the mob style,
trying to get more money,
creates
the home theater in his house.
Yep.
Like all these little material things that he wants to fill up with.
Yep. And the consequence is his marriage is starting to fall apart more. He has like zero relationship with his kids. You saw him trying to play around with AJ, and AJ did not like it in this episode. I have not seen Meadow in a minute, so I don't know how they stand. And clearly, even his relationship with his own people within the mob is suffering to the point where he goes and kills his best earner.
Yeah.
So no, he has not progressed in the slightest. Like he is, it seems like he is gaining more understanding of like just psychological stuff in general, but he's not like applying it to himself.
Right.
He is applying it to others, right? The whole investigation on Ralphie's like sex life and his preferences and all this shit. Like we always mention this. Like every time he goes into therapy and talks to Dr. Melfi, it's about somebody else.
When
it's never about himself.
Yeah, 100%.
He's always deflecting when it's about himself.
Yeah,
but he is very interested, very engaged in asking questions to Melfi when it's about somebody else or some sort of problem that's happening in his life.
Yeah. And to be fair to Tony, I think like in the past he's been pretty principled with like whacking somebody or anything like that. Like this is the first time that it's been like a true crime of passion of like could not control his emotions. I'm sure that if he could choose not to kill Ralphie, logically or just for, not to put himself or his family in harm's way, it probably would have been the better thing to do, not to kill Ralphie.
Yeah.
Not to get more heat on them from the feds or anything like that.
Yep.
So it's the lack of being able to control that emotion and like taking it out on people. You know, that's the part that I think we've been seeing as a theme grow more and more. And it's making me, you know, potentially scared for more of the outcomes of the rest of the season and the rest of the show.
And the other thing I was going to mention too is that this is not the first time that we see a major character / enemy get whacked before the season finale.
Right.
And
There's
it's
always
such
an aftermath.
interesting choice.
Yeah.
Because this feels like something that you would like end the season off on.
Yeah.
And then transition to the next one.
But I like it because it shows you like it. The reason I like it is because it shows you that you have to deal with the consequences of that action. And like that is what I like about The Sopranos is a lot of times, you know, I think that a lot of people talked about like the show gets progressively darker because of the fact that people were kind of glamorizing and like appreciating the lifestyle that all these guys had. But like it really is dark and they're really shitty people and they do awful things. And every time something like that happens, we have to see them deal with the consequences. Like after Pussy was murdered, we had to see Tony like deal with basically like remembering him constantly and all of that stuff. We had to see Janice's aftermath of Richie's death. And now I'm sure we're going to see a very similar thing with Ralphie. The first thing that happened after Tony realized that he had killed Ralphie is he vomited. Like on some level, he was disgusted.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if that was the Ralphie or a mixture of both, like that and the ant poison.
Oh yeah, I guess
so
I have seen it's a common trope from what I've seen in the past of like when people in movies or TV like kill somebody and they weren't expecting to, they might throw up, or they see somebody die like that, they might puke. So especially because in this sense, I don't really think he meant to kill him. I do think he meant to beat the shit out of him, but I don't think he meant to actually kill him. So it'll be interesting to see what the consequences are and how they reconcile those things.
Yeah.
But man, rest in peace to another crazy Sopranos villain. You never know when they come, how long they're going to be there for.
Yeah.
But it was a wild ride with Ralphie. And, you know, you always had some feeling that Tony and him were only going to survive amicably for so long.
Yeah.
There was always an air of tension and always an air of something could go to shit.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And the consequence is probably going to be pretty big because the money that was coming in through Ralphie was really good for them.
Oh, yeah.
So
oh, yeah. And everybody had stake in that.
Yeah.
Everybody had stake in that. I think also including, you know, Carmine's side of things.
Yeah.
They, you know, he really didn't want, Carmine didn't want Johnny Sack going after Ralphie because a lot of the important business they had and everything like that. So now with Ralphie out of the picture, how does that jeopardize things for the business?
Yeah.
That's the question. That's one of the questions we'll see. And then how does Tony, I think, reconcile with it, like emotionally and mentally?
Right.
So that's it, man. What a crazy episode. David, get your ass back here for episode 10 because it's going to be even crazier. Thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and comment down below your thoughts on this episode, and stay tuned for our next uploads. Appreciate y'all. Peace.